you can feel it when an artist is taking a risk, and it's almost like they're inviting you to take that risk with them. And when they sail to victory, which they almost inevitably do, it's a victory that you share. I find that those are the moments that really move me. What exactly comprises a recital is very broad. What it has come to mean is a small format, meaning that there are a handful of performers on stage. It's usually one if it's a solo piano, or violin or cello, or a variety of other instruments, or it is an instrument being accompanied by instrument or vocalist being accompanied by piano, or perhaps another small complement of instruments. So it's really more about the idea of the format than it is about the prescription of what that format can be. And it is because of that openness of concept that you get to something that is very, very personal for the artist. Let's say you are a major international vocal star. You are invited to sing Amelia in Un ballo in maschera of Verdi. You know that everything has to happen in a very prescribed way for that piece. And there's a lot of freedom that can be found within doing something that is that prescribed. And there is a type of artistic expression that goes into singing an entire role, or for that matter, performing the Brahms Second Piano Concerto with a symphony orchestra. You have to do this at exactly the moment that the composer has specified, and that runs for the entirety of the piece. But you have a broader creative palette from which to paint in a recital format. It's sort of like watching an artist enter into his or her or their diary. They're something extremely personal, because by choosing this repertoire performed in this sequence on this day for this audience, you are seeing something extremely personal about this artist that is different from a much more prescribed type of expression where you are fitting into a larger scheme. There's a very active dialogue that takes place between the performer and the presenter about what exactly is going to work to display that performer's intention, but also meet the needs or expectations of the audience. As in the case of Rachel Ellen Huang last season, we invite her for a recital, and she says, I would really like to give this recital with harpsichord and with bass continuo, cello in this case. That's great. If that is what suits your mode of expression, the statement that you want to make, we are here to support that. And because performers travel around the world, they rely on the input of the presenter as to what format is going to be well received, which repertoire you've had recently, which other types of performers have been through. So it's an open dialogue. One thing that is really critical about the format is that it is a very personal, direct expression, and it thrives on intimacy. The sense of connection that you will have to a performer in a recital is perhaps as great as you could have in any performance experience, that you really feel like you get to know who they are as a human being, what values you might share, or things that are different. And it's that type of intimacy of expression that really gets me. That I find that the performances that I respond best to are those when the performer has made themselves most vulnerable, where they really are providing you with a window into who they are. and they're taking risks. And when you can feel it when an artist is taking a risk, and it's almost like they're inviting you to take that risk with them. And when they sail to victory, which they almost inevitably do, it's a victory that you share. It's a success that you share, and I find that those are the moments that really move me. And I'm more likely to encounter them in a recital format than in a larger format, which, though incredibly rewarding in their own right, but those larger formats have so many more variables in the equation than you get in a solo recital.